Hey, people, on top this palace matter, it seems like we have completely ignored someone, or should I say that we have completely overlooked someone who is now at the verge of bringing big problem. Yes, it's now at the verge of bringing a very big problem as we speak. So, who are we talking about, my people? Because this person exudes characters of fear, and as we speak, he himself is in shock. How come we did not see any of these things coming? How did we overlook this very important aspect of this thing that we should have given it more attention and more priority? So right now, no, my people, it is a fact that Olori Peju has a lot of things to say, and according to what Peju is saying, if things doesn't go as it is expected to go, then Olori Naomi's return into the palace will not hold based on what Olori Peju is telling us right now. If you know Peju, then you should know that you know one person who does I mind my business very well. Peju does that very well. Peju maintains her post. She does exactly what it is that she thinks she will do, that it will not bring her to the news. And Peju have remained that way for quite a very long time. And right now, as we speak, Olori Peju is not taking anything lightly with anybody at all. Yes, she has come out to say a lot and a lot of things. And as we currently know right now, it is more like Ooni has completely ignored every other Olori in the palace, and what is happening is just a realization of him and Olori Naomi returning back into the palace. And even that too has prompted Peju to say one or two things about it, as she is saying that if you are not ready to keep up with people, then why go marry them and bring them into the palace? So according to Peju, she has a perception at her own end that if the only felt he could not keep up with them, then he should not even have bothered going to get married to any of them, or even having an involvement with them at all to bring them into the palace. Because right now, the rate at which he is ignoring, he's giving them a high rate of ignorance, he's ignoring them, and being there for Olori Naomi is beginning to be so alarming, and Peju is not finding it funny in any way at all. So my people, at this point in time, we would categorically say that these women have not lost a track of time, neither are they ignorant of any single thing happening in the palace. We once said it, Olori Elizabeth once said it, that it might look like some of them are not talking, though, but they know what is happening. That is to say that if they decide to come out and talk today, then everywhere go boast, kasala go boast, nobody go even want to hear the matter, because it will be so bad to a point that everybody will begin to wonder that, so these women knew, they were aware, they were not that ignorant after all, but because they want peace to reign and they want every single thing to transpire accordingly in the palace, that is why they are trying every single thing within their humanly possible to make sure that they stay on their lane. But as the matter is on ground right now, as we speak right now, it is a realization of Oluri Peju coming out. It is beginning to be a threat. Yes, it is beginning to be a threat. Because you see this thing we call promises. When you're talking to someone and you want to make a promise, please be careful of your utterance. Be careful of your utterance, because whatsoever it is that the Ooni said to Peju, that Peju have come out right now and she's holding very strong onto it, he must have made a very big mistake during that period of saying, making that particular statement. Because right now, no, Olubi Peju is not finding any single thing convenient enough. Yes, and the way she is doing it, it proves that she has things under control. And then why did it take her this long to come out? Yes, why did it take her this long to come out is another question that people are asking. Because if someone like Peju, yes, we know Peju doesn't talk. Peju has always been on her lane. Peju maintains her cool. She's just there. Categorically, we can say she's one among the persons that once they wake up in the palace as Ooni's wives, they're okay. They don't have a problem. because Peju has really, really been a wife who have stayed off the internet for quite a very, very long time. But right now that Peju has come out, and she's telling the Oni right into his face that you know better than what you are doing. Then, what was the promise the Oni made Peju when Peju was coming into the palace? My people, we would we would not overemphasize on matters which have been trashed out already, because obviously from all that we are seeing, there must have been something that existed between Olori Peju and the Oni to warrant her come out at this point to make hilarious demands from him. I think you should know someone like Oni. He's not the type of person that you can come out and start threatening him and start telling him that this, that, and then he will listen to you. No, that's not the Oni. The Oni is someone who knows where he belongs. He is someone who knows what he is up to. The Oni is someone who, no matter what happens, he knows his left and right. So right now that Peju is out, it is definitely and certainly it is obvious that the Oni had an agreement that is now going sour. And what is it that the Oni said to Olori Peju that made her stay calm all these years? And then finally, Peju is coming out. Finally, Peju is coming out to make demands of the Oni in the midst of Naomi's return back into the palace. My people, at this point in time, we would say that everybody on this matter is just proving to us that I am wise, I am wise, I am this, I am that. And the way this matter is taken, or the shape at which this matter is taken, we cannot at this point say that this person is wrong, because it seems like there were hidden discussions we never knew about. We have just been working with the surface of what we see, when there is more to these matters than we even know and we can ever imagine. Because who would imagine that Peju, of all people, Peju will come out at this point to, to start making demands and start asking a lot that she's asking right now. That's to tell you that there must have been a correlation somewhere. There must have been a connection somewhere. There must have been something that will cause Peju to make whatsoever demand she's making. And as long as this matter continues, as long as these things elongate, you would come to that realization to know that this woman, in one way or the other, might have had an entanglement. And from one entanglement to another entanglement leads to something that we ourselves cannot explain. So right now we are waiting for the Oni to come out and answer Peju. At most times, we know him to be someone who keeps quiet, but in this case, it is a threat openly thrown at Naomi's return back into the palace. And we know lately the Oni has done nothing more than fighting by all means to make sure that Naomi returns back into the palace. So let's wait and see what he will say about this, because it is of great importance that the Oni comes out to say something.